Alright, so we are live, just a couple seconds so I can just share my live stream, and then we are basically ready to go. Alright, so in today's video I'm going to play a little bit with Altaria-GX deck. Just decided to create something unusual from my head, and just decided to test it, give it a shot a little bit in the live stream, see what people will think about it, see if I can get a couple likes and maybe a couple more subscribers. So really unique deck list, featuring Altaria GX and the regular Altaria, so we can potentially counter GX decks in the format. So with the Bright Tone, Altaria hitting for 50 and preventing damage done to Altaria GX from basically GX or EX Pokemons. Really cheap energy cost for 2 energies, we can do that. Hit for 50. If we have a couple more Altarias with the Fight Song on the bench, we can increase damage for 20. Sunny Catch can also be used for a little bit more damage. Foria GX can also be used for the damage heal. And there is also one Xerneas as a tech with that Pet of Life. When we move Xerneas from the bench to the active, we can hit for 161 of our opponent's Pokemon in play, which is not that bad in my opinion. Really decent attack. What else we can find in this deck list? One Marshadow, 2 copies of Tapu Lele, then obviously one Absol, so we can also counter those opponent's Pokemon's Jirachis, for example. One Ditto and 4 Swablu. What I like about this deck is definitely this Lance. Once our opponent managed to knock one of our Pokemons, we can simply play Lance and grab, for example, 2 Fight Songs Altarias and put them on the bench. For the setup, 8 different cards in total, so 4 copies of Ultra Ball, 2 Mysterious Treasures, and 2 copies of NES Ball. There are also 2 copies of Rescue Stretchers and 1 Energy Recycle. In addition to that, I decided to go with 3 copies of Bodybuilding Dumbbells, so I can have even more HP on that Altaria, in total 240, and then when my opponent managed to deal some damage to it, I can simply scoop it with the Acerola and do it once again. Stadium Decision, 1 Viridian and 1 Wondrous Labyrinth. Which I actually right now see that it makes no sense, because this deck actually plays only 1 copy of Xerneas. I thought it's for the Dragon Pokemon, so sorry for that. We can also tag that Stadium that will give us extra advantage with damage, but it's not worth in my opinion, just to increase damage for 10. But then, in theory, with Bright Tone and 3 Altarias, we could go for like 120 and 1-hit knockout Zapdos in theory. But I can do that even without that Stadium, for example, because we can go for like 110 anyways. For the draw support, 4 copies of Cynthia, 2 Erika's Hospitality, 3 copies of Lillie, which I might even decide to trade 1 copy for Tate and Liza, maybe for Copycat. Which is also not a bad idea. I think I'm actually gonna throw 1 copy of Copycat instead. I don't know. Because in mid to late game, if you have Lilies, you can't do too much with them. We also have Erika's, and maybe Copycat is good for that turn 1, where you can simply maybe draw 8 cards if our opponent hand is huge. But it can also be very good against Zoroark as well, so I'm just gonna keep 1 copy of Copycat here. For Guzma, as I mentioned it, with 1 copies of Lance and 12 energies. So 7-5 combo, and I need to save this before we move on to the ladder. Alright, so welcome everyone who is new to the live stream right now. Any codes? I'm gonna post some codes after the live stream. I don't have too many codes. One of my actually subscribers gave me some codes. I definitely need to give him a shout out for that, so I'm just gonna need first to I actually forget to mention him in the last live stream when I streamed. Yeah, and to be honest, I even forget his name, so yeah, bad for me, I guess. So he told me that he can give me some codes if I can, then I can help with those codes, people's around, and yeah, I guess I have those codes. I still didn't start to giving away them on the live streams, but I will definitely do that. Let's go with another Swablu, and then in this situation I'm thinking about using this Ultra Ball and probably going for that Marshadow since I already played that supporter card. I'm gonna also put that Viridian and Marshadow so I can let loose my opponent down to 4. Alright, 2 bodybuildings and Tapu Lele, so we're passing the turn for now. Alright, so there we go. Flareon on the other side with the heat stage. And there's one Sophocles. So Altaria will be very good against that Flareon, that's for sure. Alright, so a couple Nazballs and Ultra Balls on the other side of the field, so there's also weakening with that Infinity and Fire Fint, so Heat Factory discarded. Alright, interesting. 4 energies, and right now he can simply attach those energies somewhere, whatever he wants, so I took 30, and alright. Next turn he can go for like 190. Alright, so for now I'm gonna do something like this. And this is also gonna be a Tapu Lele-GX for something like a Cynthia. I'm just gonna trade that energy because I don't need it for now. I have a greater chance not to pull another one. And there's Altaria, but I don't have option to retreat, so I'm just gonna pass my turn. I hope to survive the following turn without being knocked out, and then hopefully I can use that Bright Tone. Yeah, so there's a Cynthia, so not gonna be sniped on the bench. Not gonna be sniped on the bench. Alright, it looks like my opponent can get another another copy of Flareon and a couple more energies. And right now it's just time for me to use my Altaria, so I can basically attack. And I can definitely go with another energy and with one Cynthia, and I can start to deal some damage to my opponent Pokemons in play. But before that, let's go with one copy of Ultra Ball for something like this, so I can increase my damage down to my opponent Pokemons in play. Not by too much, but for a little bit. And I'm gonna also put that Xerneas on the bench. And for now, just Bright Tone so I can lock my opponent Flareon from being able to deal some damage to me. But however, he can definitely retreat to Weakening and deal some damage with it. And for now, just Bright Tone so I can... That's one of the options available for him right now, but the damage won't be increased by a lot. I definitely need to find a way to get another Altaria-GX next turn, if it's somehow possible. Alright, so I like those auto pads. Oh, and he plays custom catchers, so he can maybe custom catch my Tapu Lele on the bench. That would be pretty badass. So I like those auto pads. Oh, and he plays custom catchers, so he can maybe custom catch my Tapu Lele on the bench. If he can do that, this is definitely going to be a good thing. Alright, so he just hit for 80. Not the strongest attack in the world, but still a decent amount of damage. Let's go with Erika and let's see what we can pull with it for now. Not the strongest attack in the world, still a decent amount. So unfortunately, he was forced to shuffle all those energies back into his deck. So as long as I can just Brightone once again, it's gonna be super effective. Anyways. I'm hitting for 70, I don't have energy attached to that Swablu on the bench, but it doesn't matter too much. I could get energy for sure, but really don't want to... Okay, so he retreated. And there's another custom catcher play. Okay, so for 2 custom catchers, and will this be a knockout versus my Tapu Lele? It looks like it will be. It looks like it will be, so for 240. And for me, the most important thing is to probably eliminate this Victini from play. So I'm gonna go for the Victini. And I'm gonna definitely go for the Victini. Yeah, as it looks right now, Guzma for this Victini. And I'm gonna definitely go for the Victini. Let it be Ultra Ball play. I misclicked that Copycat. Damn it. Really didn't want to do that. But never mind. Let's Bright Flame, and that's 90 this time. And if I can build the damage up to 210, I can then double hit knockout with the Bright Flame those Flareons. Which is potentially a good thing. So he played 2 custom catchers, still he have a couple Guzmas. But right now I'm just in much favorable position than really my opponent is. Especially, I mean, I'm really sorry for that Copycat discardment. It hurts me a lot. Let's go, Yuta! Okay, so another Flareon, 3 Flareons in play. 3 Flareons in play, and... Okay, so another Flareon, 3 Flareons in play. Okay, another energy and that's it, it's my turn. Okay, cool. I don't need those energies. I guess I can attach one of the energies, for example, onto the Ditto, and then I can Brightone for 90. Okay, the reason for energy attention to Ditto is just because if he sniped my Xerneas, that's the reason why. I really missed that Copycat play, so I could potentially swing for more damage here. So there's energy recycle system. Theoretically he can grab 1 energy and put it into his hand. Yeah, no problem, Yura for that. Deck. Recycle system. Theoretically he can grab 1 energy and put it into his hand. Yeah, no problem, Yura for that. Oh, nice top deck, finally Lillie, so I can go for 5, and there's another Altaria, nice. Okay, so right now damage can be increased even more, energy can be attached somewhere. Do we really want to attach energy somewhere? I guess I'm just gonna keep it for now, so another Brightone, and this time I'm hitting for 110. and this Flareon is very close to be knocked out. Really it is. I'm gonna just build a position right here with Bright Flames. There's a Tate and Liza. It was not for the switch. Really it is. I'm gonna just build a position right here with Bright Flames. There's a Tate and Liza. It was not for the switch. Okay, so my turn. I mean, as long as my opponent don't have basically Guzma in his hand, I'm just fine. But even when he managed to get Guzma, it won't matter too much. I can still two-hit knock out those Flareons pretty much with ease, so... And 5 energies and Bright Flame for 190, so finally he managed to find a way to deal some damage here. And I can bring back that Altaria immediately in play, which I'm gonna do after I shuffle back 3 Pokemons. Here we go, time for the Lance, time for that Altaria. And also energy on the bench and another Bright Tone. I guess I could just try to get those cards from my hand with Viridian Forest. Not sure why I'm not discarding them. Probably because I'm in a just good position right here, and I don't need to do too many things. So there's another custom catcher play. This might be a game for my opponent, if he can custom catcher something on my bench. And no, there's a Guzma. And once again for that Altaria. Alright, good. So what I need to do here is... two fairies. Once you can turn when this Pokemon moves from your bench. Okay, I'm not quite sure if this stacks, if this ability works. Okay, it does not work. Alright, so at least right now I know that. Mr. Treasure for Fairy Energy, and we're gonna go with a Guzma play here. And right now I guess I can use that ability, right? Okay, I can swing for like... Okay, first I'm just gonna grab myself a Tapu Lele for the next turn if I just need it, but I guess I don't need it. So Bright Horns for 160, I guess he didn't expect that. Probably would be much better if he just focused that Xerneas instead of the Altaria. And the question just remains right now, can he... Okay, so he can actually Power Burner GX me. Oh yeah, for 220 anyways, so... Didn't count on that actually. But probably he had a Guzma in his hand anyways, so he would probably steal that game. So I didn't pay attention on the... Flareon GX attack, which at the end costs me the game. Okay, but it was a very nice game. I guess I should be aware right now of that. Flareon GX. So would you like to go first? Well, I guess I want to go first. Alright, so starting with the Swablu, I have double Swablu with Energy and Cynthia, and there's also one Bodybuilding Dumbbells, so it's not that bad. It's definitely not that bad for the turn 1. Oh, what a bad hand. That's it. At least I got that water energy so I can have my bright tone for the following turn. What's on the other side? Litwick? Giratina? Oh, that's annoying. Really annoying deck on the other side.
What we do here is go back.
Okay, so there are a couple Malamars. There's Chandelier on the other side. I'm not quite sure what Chandelier can do. Something with burn, I think. Something like you're getting some extra damage from the burn. Not quite sure. But okay, at least I can hit once again with the Bright Tone for 50. Eliminated Malamar from play. Grab myself first prize card in the game. I'm taking 4 damage because of that spell tag. Put 4 damage counters on your opponent Pokemon any way you like, and this attack does 20 damage for each damage counter on your... Oh, okay, so it's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. But luckily, I can counter this deck easily with my Altaria-GX attack. So I'm guessing right now that for me, for the next turn, probably the best thing is to maybe Ultra Ball Marshadow? Maybe Guzma swing for that Malamar on the bench. I mean... yeah, okay, that's 100 damage. That's quite a lot, so... maybe it's not that bad to use this Guzma play and pretty much Altaria-GX right now, so I can heal all of the damage, plus I can also sleep his Malamar, but it doesn't help me too much. He wakes up, so... okay, so Lillie, at least without switch. He's gonna stack with Malamar in front, which means that I can possibly knock him out with the Sonic Edge. And that's the good thing. So there's also Rescue Stretcher Alright, so for the Malamar. Okay, good. Alright, so right now it is definitely time for the Marshadow. Definitely time for the Marshadow play. Let losing my opponent hand down to the 4. Not too many good options I have right now available, but at least I can Sonic catch once again my opponent. And I'm probably taking a 110 damage from that Giratina anyways. So for the next turn I need 1 copy of Fight Song Altaria so I can return knockout. And there's a Cynthia. Alright. Oh, there's also Tapu Koko with the damage spread and Mysterious Treasure. It's interesting that he managed to evolve that Chandelier manually from Litwick to Lampent, from Lampent to Chandelier, and that's just insane. I wish he can somehow probably knock something on my bench instead of this active Altaria, but he won't be able to do that. So there's just a Shadow Impact, and I'm taking a lot of damage, 130. Oh, 4 copy to the... okay, interesting. Look at the Erika's Hospitality top deck. It's a very nice top deck, because right now I can swing for 130. I'm just wondering, is it maybe worth to retreat or not? This is hitting for like, this does 20 damage for each damage counter on all of your opponent's Pokemon. So times 2, it's dealing times 2, so I guess, unfortunately, it is not worth. And I guess I'm just gonna get rid of the Viridian Forest anyways. And this is gonna be a knockout. At least I'm like 3 prizes ahead of my opponent, so that's something, right? And I still have that Lance available for the following turn as well, meaning that I can bring another Altaria, so I can swing for 140 and 1 hit knock on this Chandler, which is the most important thing, and put another Altaria-GX in play, so I can have return a knockout potentially against that Giratina as well. And there's 1 Distortion Door. Alright, 20 more damage counters. Still a bit bulky with Bodybuilding Dumbbells, this Altaria. Alright, so maybe... Nah, it's definitely gonna be a knockout. It's definitely gonna be the knockout with that Curse Drop. Actually, Vortex of Pain. So that's a 300 damage. Alright, and right now it is definitely good time for the Lance play. Alright, so we do have that Lance in play. We do have that extra damage in play. And the only thing that we want to throw from our hand is that Lillie, in order to grab ourselves another Fairy Energy. I'm gonna just quickly go through the deck and see if I have Xerneas. I have, so this is also gonna be important. I'm hitting for 150 right now with my Sonic Edge. And that's more than enough for the knockout against the Chandelier, down to 2 prize cards. So 2 more prize cards I need to draw in order to win this game. So very, very close for the victory here. There's a Tapu Koko. This is gonna be probably retreat on a Giratina. So my opponent can't take knockout this turn, which basically means that I'm probably winning this game. Even if he takes the knockout this turn, it doesn't matter too much if he can't take 2 prize cards. So he needs to take this turn somehow 2 prize cards, but with Giratina, Distortion Door and Shadow Impact, that's just impossible because he can swing for like 130 at the best. And there's a Tate and Liza. I'm wondering why he decided to just use Tate and Liza. Makes not too many sense. Not wondering just why he used that. I mean, he can retreat for free, right? So why in the world would you do that? I have no clue. Really, I have no clue. Doing my hand as much as possible, and I'm just gonna keep that hand as it is right now. Do I need to play that Rescue Stretcher? I guess I don't, but no, I'm not gonna put that Swablu on the bench. I'm not sure if he's maybe playing that Ultra Necrozma, so he can surprise me with the Ultra Necrozma attack. So I'm just not gonna risk. Just not gonna risk. Probably not, but let's not risk. Okay, so there we go. First victory today. So, waiting for the knockout and another Lillie play. I mean, whatever he knocks out, I have Guzma, worst possible scenario, but I also have that Water Energy sitting in my hand for another Sonic Edge and 130 damage, which is going to be more than enough for the knockout. And that Giratina almost got knocked out. Okay, so I didn't expect to win this game when I saw which type of the deck my opponent is playing. But that Lance actually proved how good that card really is. And that Lance actually secured victory. So let's move on to the game number 3 so far. 1 win, 1 defeat. Defeat versus that Flareon, and I still don't know if my opponent had... Probably he had Guzma in his hand anyway, so I did the best thing that possibly I can do. I guess, when I played that Guzma. And once again I'm starting first, as long as I'm starting with, you know, Swablu in the front, that's good. Tapu Lele definitely not. Alright, interesting. Energy, Tapu Lele. And something even tells me that I should maybe go with Erika Hospitality. And whoa, not Erika's Hospitality, but with the Lillie. Alright, never mind. Erika for 2, and that's it. Oh, what a misclick that was. Okay, never mind. Okay, so Wishful Button discarded for Water Energy. At least my opponent can use Beacon, which is much more better than my Sing. Especially, even if I Sing him, he can just, you know, wake up. If I don't top deck something good, I'm just gonna probably concede the game, or maybe not. I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? Lillie for 7, turn 1. That's the good way to go. 7 cards, turn 1. There's also Staryu. Triple Guzma, that's insane. Yeah, I'm literally forced to grab that Ditto in the front and to pass my turn back. I mean, that's literally all I can do. Starmie, search your deck for up to 3 in any combination of Water Energy and Psychic Energy, okay, and attach them to your unbenched Pokemon. So you can attach those energies onto the Kingdra. Not bad, definitely not bad, but again, if I can top deck just one card which needs to be, okay, so I guess this is just gonna be anyways Hydro Pump for 60, where I'm gonna lose my Swablu, and there's a Pokemon Communication for that Articuno, and I guess I'm just gonna concede because I made that horrible mistake which cost me the game. Alright, Nest Ball, Ultra Ball, 3 energies, 2 different Altarias, but no basic Pokemon. Wish I had that Swablu, but I didn't. I guess I can say same thing right now. Let's put that Absol on the bench, just for the fun, and see against what type of deck we are playing. Okay, not even sure what to say about that. But I can let loose. And I'm gonna let loose my opponent down to 4. I could go with the Tapu Lele, but okay, perfect. There's a Lillie and Ultra Ball. So I guess that Marshadow definitely pays off. And it is definitely time for the Swablu, 3-2 Altarias, and I also have my Xerneas in the deck, plus Lance, so it is gonna be an interesting game to watch. And I guess I'm gonna bring another Nest Ball as well. Let it also be Bodybuilding Dumbbells, and I'm passing my turn. Because I had that Altaria in my hand, I just decided to go all in with those Swablus on the bench, so I can have as much possible damage available. And there's a Hoppip, so Lost March, Jumpluff, okay. Let's find out, I guess. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed and is poisoned. Put this Pokemon on all cards attached to it in the Lost Zone. Huh? You gotta be kidding me. This Spider Scream is actually so broken that I kinda like it. Oh, actually, you need to put Spinark in the Lost Zone. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought you're putting your opponent's active Pokemon in the Lost Zone, and for the moment I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, seriously, you're gonna put my Ditto in the Lost Zone with the energy and with the Bodybuilding Dumbbells, and I'm just, wow, is this for real? Is this really happening? Really, for the moment I was like, whoa, wait for a second. But then I just realized, okay, so he's putting himself. But definitely good way to stall. Definitely good way to stall. I mean, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Definitely good way to stall. Energy attachment, rescue stretcher for that Altaria, so I can have it in my hand. And one bright tone for 50. It's a long way for my opponent for the knockout against my Altaria-GX, and the worst thing that can actually happen for my opponent is that Acerola play where I can simply scoop my Altaria-GX, put it back into my hand, and basically there's a Guzma for the Swablu. So probably he wants to get rid of some of the cards from his hand. Maybe he, on the other side, don't have too many options, then he just wants to instruct. And yeah, he's just instructing for one, so very, very bad position for my opponent. Double course energy, he passes the turn, and I'm going to use that fairy energy because I have more fairy energies than regulars. Then I'm gonna Erika Hospitality for 2, and I'm gonna get rid of that Viridian for sure. And I'm gonna bright tone my opponent for 50, and from this point of view, I think the game is over. Not the best start for my opponent. He couldn't simply he could not simply respond, and there's a Psychic, which can actually deal some damage. But then I can add another energy, and I can just use my Sonic Edge and strike for 130 because I had that Altaria on the bench, and this is gonna be it. A game, another victory, but not something special, to be honest. The first 2 games were the good games, and this third and fourth game is just not that good. Alright, once again, hands on the coin. Well, it shows up that the tails was the correct decision. Really like the opening hand because I have a few different options available. I have Cynthia and Lillie. There's Viridian Forest as well, in case if I'm gonna need energy. I'm starting second, which means that I can sing and sleep my opponent active Pokemon, but that's the double edge definitely. I'm not quite sure against which deck I'm gonna play. Shroud of Punishment, some sort of probably damage spread deck. Oh, Executor. Okay. So playing versus Executor, what to expect? Really have no clue. It can attack for 1 energy card. So really have no clue. This is gonna be probably Ultra Ball turn 1 for either way Marshadow or Tapu Lele for the Lillie. I'm expecting to see Tapu Lele for Lillie. Actually, Shackle, so he probably needs to have that Lillie available in hand for like 8. Alright, fresh squeezed. Three energies already, that's already 60 damage. Lillie for 8, perfect. Plus energy attachment, plus Swablu as well. Okay. Okay, and it is my turn. And it is top deck Lance. It is something that I really don't need. However, I'm gonna risk with that energy attachment. Not quite sure if that's gonna pay off, but since I have Lance, I'm gonna go with my Lillie. Really gonna make the risk here. Fairy energy to be discarded as well as the Bodybuilding Dumbbells in exchange for that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in his hand. I'm not gonna let loose for now. I'm not gonna let loose. Let's just go with the Swablu. And oh, I didn't even sing. Okay, I didn't even sing, so let's just pretend that he wakes up. it's not my day. Definitely not my day, because right now he can retreat. But he rather decided to evolve anyways, and this is going to be Tropical Shake for the knockout. Luckily I have Lance keeping in my hand, so as long as I have that Lance available... Yeah, this Executor is much more better in my opinion, because it can deal more damage with Altaria. You can swing with one energy and one prize for like 120, and then with a choice with 150, with Altaria 170, and with Shrine Between Thirds this damage can grow up immediately for even more damage counters. So it is definitely a good deck. It is definitely a good deck. Tropical Shake. I just wish I didn't attach energy, but I did. But I did. Alright. Let it be energy attachment. Let it be bodybuilding dumbbell play. And then I'm gonna roll with the Lance for yeah, that's the only thing I can do. And I'm passing my turn. So I'm weak on the metal, and for now my opponent is hitting for 60, 80, 100, so 100. Maybe he can somehow one-hit knock out my Xerneas, but it is better for me that he missed that one-hit knockout. Is this weak on the Fairy? It is. So I'm gonna need one more Altaria for the one-hit knockout with that Bright Tone. As it looks right now, it's just not gonna happen. Another Shackle for another fresh squeezed. Good afternoon, Mr. Wishmaster. How are you doing, sir? For those who's watching the live stream, the deck list is in the video description, but the full video will also be broadcast after the live stream ends up, so make sure to stay for that. Stay tuned for that as well. I'm just lost today, so sorry for misplays and stuff like that. And there's another Lillie for only 2 cards, nothing really special there. And Tropical Shake. So it looks like that I'm gonna lose my Xerneas. But at least I top deck something useful, which is a Ditto. And I definitely need to keep going on with the energy attachments. And I'm passing my turn. So it doesn't matter which Altaria will get the energy, because next turn I can knock at my opponent with the Bright Tone. But I'm gonna need also one more Altaria in play, so I can then swing for the one-hit knockout. And I hope I'm gonna get that Rescue Stretcher with Erika's Hospitality for 6, otherwise he also substituted a Stadium from play. Otherwise this is not gonna be good. So I took some damage, 140. He can double hit knock on my Altaria as well. And there's a very nice top deck, which is a Acerola, Cynthia. For maybe Marshadow can make some impact later. Let's see what we can find first with Erika. There's a Rescue Stretcher, very nice. The card I was hoping and looking for. Alright. And there's literally nothing else that I need to do, because I have the Acerola available, so I'm just gonna Bright Tone, and it's not enough for the weak. Oh, yeah, he's not weak on me because I'm Dragon. I'm Dragon, I'm not Fairy. I'm Dragon, I'm not Fairy, but never mind. Still I have that Acerola available. Still this is gonna be a heal turn for me. I kept my Xerneas, and I thought like, well, okay, I just need 2 energies, I'm gonna one-hit knock him out. So there's potentially no way that I can go for the one-hit knockout versus a Zegitor, and this is gonna be a pain in the ass to win. At this moment, at this point, it is nearly impossible, because with the choice band and with 150, 170, 180, he's one-hitting knock on my Altaria-GX. So well played. That's the GG. That's the 170 and 10 from the shrine. That is just insane. All right. So that Acerola will give me the little bit of advantage for a moment, not for the long time. What is this? Wait. If I put him on the bench, I'm probably gonna be knocked out. Some weird glitch. Never mind, I can Bright Tone and I can knock my opponent out. Yeah, this is definitely glitch. I have Altaria sitting in my hand with 200 damage counters on it. And I'm even scared to put him on the bench, because if I put this card on the bench, it's probably gonna be knocked out. Some crazy things going on. What's gonna happen when I put this Altaria on the bench? That's $1 million question. And if I can survive this turn, I can probably play another Acerola, but it's not gonna be super effective. It's not gonna be super effective. There's a Guzma. And he wants to go for my Altaria instead. Huh, interesting. So I can Guzma back. He's waiting for the shrine to deal some damage. Smart play. He's scared about being struck by another Acerola here, like 99.99%, and I can swing for like just some amount of damage. Okay, the moment of truth. What's gonna happen? Okay, it's not knocked out for now. But who knows what's gonna happen after this turn. It doesn't matter, I'm gonna go for the Altaria anyways. And I'm swinging for 70. And I'm hoping to pull something useful with my Marshadow. Not the Nazball, that was the card I was not looking for. That was not the card I was looking for. Bright Tone, and is this Altaria knocked out? Like, what is going on? Okay, it's not. Interesting. I didn't want to put Viridian in play just to see what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen with the effect of with that crazy effect of Shrine of Punishment. So it turns out that the damage was just reset. Okay, so my opponent will need energy card here, quite obvious, for the retreat, and then he can simply knock me out. But not quite sure how many energies he has, because there's a plenty of energies in his discard pile, 6, and he have that net ball available. So he can pay that retreat. Okay, so I didn't know there's a glitch with Altaria, actually with the Acerola play, and he had exactly 240. So if I put my Viridian Forest in play, I could just simply scoop my Altaria. But hey, it is how it is, right? A little bit too late right now, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't matter, his hand is just huge anyways, so that's the GG. I expect to see from my opponent's side of the field knockout this turn. He's getting for like 170, so just Shrine is all he really needs. It's just way too much to ask positive result versus Executor. Theoretically, if I didn't miss that weakness, that's probably gonna be GG, but never mind for that. It's my own mistake. It's my own mistake. Let's go one more time with the heads. Damn, again tails. No luck on those coin flips. And still I'm starting with the Tapu Lele. I think I need a couple Jirachis or something else, because I'm just starting with the Tapu Lele so often that I just don't like that. And there's not even a way to retreat him, so I just hope at least my opponent will have like 8 cards in his hand, so at least I can, you know, play that Copycat turn 1 for plenty of cards. But as it looks right now, it's definitely not promising. He's already down to like 2 cards, and there's a Beldum, so I hope that one of those cards are Lillie, and it is. Hopefully this Copycat will pay off. So there's a Metal Frying Pan, Metal Energy, Nazball down to 5 cards already. So probably this is going to be a Ultra Ball for, I don't know, Altaria and Altaria-GX. Okay, Xerneas. Can live with that. Can live without these 2 guys, and let's go with the Swablu. Let's go with the Bodybuilding and Copycat for 5, so not the worst thing in the world. I can still attach energy, I can still Mystery Treasure, and I really want to keep that Guzma. And I can let loose for 4 more cards. Wow, 2 Lilies and Lance. Okay, for the next turn, Lillie is going to be useful, as well as Ultra Ball, and if my opponent managed to take the knockout, I can also play that Lance. But again, I'm playing versus Metagross, so how I can beat Metagross with 200 and something HP? Not easy. The same thing for my opponent. But the only good thing for me is the fact that as long as I have my Altaria Bright Tone, I can be completely fine. And there's a rare candy, so it is gonna be first Metagross GX, a beastie Metagross GX. I don't have Wondrous Labyrinth anymore in deck. I just need to. I have 2 Viridian Forests. That was a mistake, horrible mistake. I thought that the Pokemons are actually fairy, not dragons, so just forget about that. I replaced that card with second Viridian Forest. All right. What is a top deck? Energy is a top deck. But I need that Altaria. That's it. I simply need it. I don't have option to retreat, unfortunately, but at least I can play Lillie. I can add some extra damage there. And I'm passing my turn. And another rare candy. Obvious, because he played Algorithm GX. And another rare candy. And still there's like Ditto and Vulpix. And Lillie for 3. Nice, so nothing from the dunk on the bench. Not even a knockout versus Tapu Lele. Get the system. There's plenty of metal energies in my opponent's discard pile. And as it looks right now, the Guzma will be for that Absol. Or I might even decide to go for the Vulpix, or I might even decide to go for that Metang. But as many GX Pokemon as my opponent can have in play, that's better for me. So I'm thinking just about basically going on for that Absol, because I can have one less retreat cost, and that can be a knockout. Maybe not the smartest thing in the world, but knowing that my opponent can hit for more than 150 or maybe 180 with a choice band, I'm gonna take the risk, and then I'm just gonna Bright Tone until the end of the game. Okay, so he can increase damage a little bit with the Delmas, up to 160, with a choice band up to 190. So that's actually a lot of damage. Still not enough because I have Bodybuilding Dumbbells. Okay, benching this bad boy, and I can swing for 70, meaning that theoretically I can knock this Vulpix out, which is actually not a bad idea, because I can be 2 prize ahead of my opponent. And if I can do that, why not? Alright, right now he can use attack, but he can't go through my Bright Tone, so he will need to find a way to go away. And he can do that with the Silver First Registeel. Alright, meanwhile, Energy Attachment and Bright Tone for 40. But what's the problem? The problem is the retreat into the Registeel and the knockout. Actually, it's not gonna be knockout. It's gonna be actually only for 60. So it's 220 as long as I have my Bodybuilding Dumbbells. So theoretically, I think next turn is the way to go with Altaria GX. Yeah, I need to use my Altaria GX. If I want to stay alive, this is the only thing that I can do. And he wakes up, damn it, so he can retreat. Alright. I could potentially knock him out with my Sonic Edge next turn if he didn't wake up. That would be a dream move for me. But unfortunately it didn't happen, so we're gonna see another retreat into Metagross, and then we're gonna see after that another retreat. And I have a couple more turns to set up, and potentially maybe to one-hit knock of that Registeel on the bench somehow with my Sonic Edge. Or I can maybe even use that Xerneas for the knockout against him. Acerola top deck. Acerola top deck, it's actually going to be a very useful after this one. So I'm Bright Toning my opponent right now for 40, and next turn I'm actually scooping my Altaria. If he managed to find something like a Fill Blower, this is gonna hurt a lot. So there's another Max Potion. I'm not wondering why he's just using those Max Potions, because it's just 40 damage. Personally, I wouldn't do that. He knows the best. 3 energies and Silver Fists for 60. 70 actually. So I'm down to like 10 HP. And I have my Acerola. And then again, I can attach energy, I can bench down my Swablu, and I can hit with the Bright Tone, and this time I'm actually in a better position. The only thing that I forget to attach is my Bodybuilding Dumbbell, but still, he can't go for more than 190. Really weird glitches going on here. Really weird glitches. I'm hitting for how many? For 70? Okay, so I need one more copy of my fight song Altaria, and then I can actually one-hit knock on my opponent here. Another energy attachment, and Bright Tone this time effective. There we go, so somehow I managed to knock this Registeel out. Oof, that was a very tough. Yeah, this glitch is just insane. I mean, for a second again I was like, wow, what the heck is going on here? He knocks me out for like with 50 damage, and then yeah, simply weird glitch. And again, my opponent is trying to find a way to knock out my Altaria GX. It's not super easy. So far Altaria is doing a good job. That's another 70 damage. That's another 70 damage. $140. The next turn he can swing for, with the choice band, he can theoretically go for the knockout. So I'm wondering if it's right now maybe a time for knockout versus this Registeel, potentially with my Xerneas. I can't retreat. If he finds himself a choice band, then he can knock me out. There is a choice band, so there is a good potential that he have the choice band in his hand. However, he didn't play a single Guzma, which means that he have Guzma 99% in his hand anyways. But I need to do something, and I'm not quite sure what to do. And I'm not quite sure what to do, because if I lose my Altaria, I'm losing the game. Yeah, I'm going all in. I'm going all in with my Bright Horns. Hitting for 140, down to 2 prize cards, which means that still 2 more Guzmas works fine for me in order to knock Delmis and this Tank. And he promoted Delmis in the front. Will we see a Guzma play? There's a lot of metal energies as long as he have Guzma. He have enough for the knockout. There is a Guzma, as expected. I'm losing my Altaria. I can still attack for something with Tapu Lele. I can work some damage with the Tapu Lele out. Yeah, Tapu Lele will be promoted in the front because we are hoping about top decking, you know, maybe Ultra Ball or maybe something that can bring me back in the game. There is Ultra Ball, so I guess I can go like Ultra Ball literally for maybe another Tapu Lele play for the knockout. And how many Guzmas do I have? Only 1 left here. And how many Guzmas I have? 3 Guzmas here. Okay, it is not worth to. It's not worth to do that, because if I do that, then I lost the game, unfortunately. Yeah, I lost the game if I do that, because still I'm gonna need to deal against that Metagross. and it's just gonna be so unlikely for me to get that last knockout. I need to grab something, so Tapu Lele, and I'm playing my Lance for the Altaria, and I have 2 more water energies available as well. The only question is it worth to sacrifice this Tapu Lele in the front? This is really tough decision right now. I can hit for 160, but potentially I can find that Guzma and win the game, so let's do it. Let's go all in. Let's go all in with the Bright Horns. So I'm hitting for like 130. He needs to retreat. He will knock out my Xerneas. And I will have bench space available. Potentially for the win, maybe. Probably not, because that metal flying pen actually saves the day for my opponent. I can go for like 90. And that's like 60. So yeah, and there's another max potion anyways. But he have only 4 cards in his hand, and there's a Rescue Stretcher, so he can recycle back some of the Pokémon, and also Registeel. But the good thing is that Registeel can't be put on the bench yet if I don't take knockout against something, and it's quite obvious that I'm not gonna pressure anything for the knockout here. I just need to keep going on with a Bright Tone, and eventually he will gas out of the resources there. So Erika's Hospitality. I can throw that Viridian Forest for that water energy. And nothing else I'm gonna play, just Bright Tone, hitting for 90. And right now I'm just in the phase where I'm... Oh, okay. Choice Band attached to the Metagross. Guzma on the Tapu Lele. I'm losing 2 prize cards, and looks like this is not gonna happen now, but probably in the near future it will happen. Getex System. Just wondering why he's charging this Delmis with so many energies. But I know from the fact that I'm gonna be forced to put that Ditto on the bench. Well, I can go with Swablu right now. And I basically need energies. So this is going to be energy recycle system. And it's going to be for something like this. Alright. I can say really tough decision which supported to discard from my hand. It's gonna be Cynthia. Yo, my gosh, this game is so intense. It is so close. There's so many energies. Probably he's thinking, well, maybe my opponent is dumb. Maybe he just decides to retreat and knock me out with a Tapu Lele, and then I can win the game because I have that choice band available. It's just not gonna happen for now. I'm not that stupid to do that. I just need to use my Bright Tone once again. Okay, so we are waiting for that glitch with energy recycle system to be fixed. I just hope my opponent won't concede the game. I knew I shouldn't do that, but what would happen if I would just miss energy with Viridian Forest? Really didn't want to pay the risk. And still waiting. And finally, Viridian Forest for Cynthia. Let it be Fairy. For Swablu. And Bright Tone. There we go. For 90. And since I had that Acerola in my hand, this is gonna be A scoop? Oh, he max potion. He played last max potion. Alright. So this is gonna be 70 more. And I'm wondering if I have maybe any other bodybuilding dumbbell left. Well, I guess I have 2 of them left somewhere. But I simply can't find them. Alright. Yeah, if I was able to knock him out this turn, then I would have Guzma open for the Beldum and for the win. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Yeah, 1 more bodybuilding dumbbell left. Bright tone, once again. Hitting for 90. Almost enough for the knockout. But only almost. This is... Okay, so... He retreated to Beldum because he probably have Guzma top deck for the knockout versus my Tapu Lele. And maybe not. Maybe not. What is going on? Maybe he just wants to have that bench space available for... but for what? I mean... He wants that... Reg still in play, but I think probably right now this is it. Even if he can get that Reg still in play, it doesn't matter. I'm knocking him out right now and I have Guzma left for the Delmis on the bench, so it is gonna be game for me, whatever he do. So yeah, he definitely wants to put that Reg still. What a close game. What a close game that was. So there's a Guzma for Tapu Lele, and we're gonna see knockout versus knockout with Metagross versus that Tapu Lele-GX for 2 prize cards, and then the last Guzma. So it actually it was the good thing that I didn't play Guzma. I knew that I need to just basically tank in the front with Altaria until I managed to force my opponent to burn all of his max potions. So he played 4 copies of max potions, and that was pretty much it. And I can finally knock out my opponent with the Sonic Edge for like maybe first time in this game. I'm using the Sonic Edge for like 150, and I'm taking that last prize card. So definitely strong deck versus GX decks. So yeah, I mean, versus GX decks, this deck is actually good. I mean, not this deck specifically, but Altaria GX. It is so damn good versus GX decks, and who knows what's gonna be the future meta in the standard format for the post rotation. I'm just wondering. I know from the fact that we have Zapdos and Jirachi will also gonna have that Charizard. Baby Charizard is also very good, and we're also gonna get the Baby Blacephalon, so 3 non-GX decks which can simply destroy this Altaria. But Brightone versus specific GX decks, it's very good. So it all depends. If the meta is heavy strong with GX decks, then you can definitely try to build something around Altaria, because it has a lot of potential, right? And I kind of like it, so it is very good. I built this deck actually today before 1 hour before I started the live stream, so I didn't have a lot of opportunity to test this deck, but I played like 7 or 8 games in the live stream, and it shows up that it's pretty good deck. I mean, overall it works good. It has a lot of potential. Probably can be tweaked a little bit more so you can have a couple more options available. Maybe some energy switch plays and max potions wouldn't be that bad as well. But then again, you need to find a way for so many good cards. And I think that Bodybuilding Dumbbells actually are the best thing for this deck. But unfortunately, post-rotation, we're gonna lose it because it's from, I think, Burning Shadows or something like that. I think this is a Burning Shadow set. So yeah, Bodybuilding Dumbbells will just go out of the rotation. And this deck is not gonna be... I mean, it's gonna be still good, but without Bodybuilding Dumbbells, it's just minus 40 HP anyways. But yeah, I mean, also for the post rotation, we're gonna lose Ultra Ball, Nazball, Acerola from this build, and Guzmas. But it's a good thing that we're gonna lose Guzma because our opponent won't be able to snipe our bench without custom catchers, right? And if you can use 2 custom catcher per game, well, that's probably not enough to take 6 prize cards, right? So then again, I'm just wondering if somebody will just try to build Altaria-GX in the near future. Probably not, but who knows? We might see some Altarias around, maybe even Garchomps, who knows. Anyways guys, that was it for today's live stream. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you already didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for the following live stream. I hope I'm gonna live stream tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to hit also that notification bell so you can be notified when I'm online and when I'm playing the game on the live stream. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.